Okay, on to the next Skip the Line reaction. This one's also for Michael Rater. I appreciate this and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see this. Although, I am jealous though and very envious of the fact that you are going to go and watch these guys. You said that you're going this week to go and watch One OK Rock. And, I'm jealous, man. Because their live events just look absolutely insane. Anyway. Fight the Night, One OK Rock with Orchestra, Japan Tour 2018 live mix. Now, what you did mention in your message is a fan mixed several live performances in this video to avoid copyright issues, right? So these damn copyrights in YouTube, this relentless YouTube and their damn copyrights. But yeah, let's see what we've got over here. Never heard Fight the Night by One OK Rock, so obviously the videos are going to be very different. But I'm glad that if he's avoiding the copyright issues, then I guess so are we. Let's rock and roll. Let's see what we got.
ください。ファイトじゃないと。
These guys are good, man. I've only seen their concerts. I think I've reacted to like 2 or 3 of theirs. Oh man, don't come with this orchestra stuff now. Come on,
Here comes the rain. So many stars never fade. This is the place of war, and we're paid with time. We'll fight till there's nothing left to say. Whatever it takes, we'll fight till your fears they go away. The light is gone, and we know once more. We'll fight till we see another day.
man, these guys are so damn good, man. I am so grateful for, I think it was Michael who actually introduced me to them. I'm so grateful that you introduced me to them because, man, they give me a feeling, man. Oh my God, they are so good, right? And I feel like they always just speak to the youth. You know, it's this, their messages of hope and their messages of upliftment, right? And I feel like they really have a message to the youth. It's mad, man. Come on.
We know once more. We'll fight till we see another day.
What an orchestra vibe, man.
Let's move along. It's late. The sun will rise once again.
These dudes, man.
This feel is like with the brain. Souls in relief. We'll fight till there's nothing left to say. Whatever it takes, we'll fight till your fears they go away.
I'm just getting goosebumps. Nah, you can't have this mix of classical orchestra with this whole rock vibe, man. You know, there's another band that did something like this as well. It was Bring Me the Horizon as well, with they had like a whole orchestra in the background, and they went and they did a rock track. So it was obviously a different version, a different variation of one of their tracks. Man, it just gets me, man. It's so beautiful, and this entire song is just a message of strength, right? It's a message of hope. It's a message of endurance. It's a message of staying strong. It's these guys just get to me, man. I often struggle to find words with their performances. I think they're so damn.
Fight till your fears they go away. The light is gone, and we know what's more. We'll fight till we see another day. Another day. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
This lead singer is also insane.
Here comes the rain. So many scars never fade. This is the price of
So many stars fade, this is the price of war. So many scars never fade, this is the price of war. Obviously, going into battle, you're going to get scars. But I kind of feel like what he's speaking of here is it's a mental battle, a mental war, of which we have in today's day and age. We are fighting a greater and greater and greater mental war. And I feel it's less about a war of mental illness and more about a war of psychiatry. I think psychiatry has failed humanity because we tend to see so much more mental illness all of a sudden, right? A couple of years ago, years and years and years ago, right? There wasn't much in terms of on the books of psychologists. There were like 6 or 7. Now, with the profiteering of all of these pharmaceuticals, follow the money, man, all of a sudden, everything's an illness. Everything is an illness. Everything is a mental illness, right? All of it is down to, all of a sudden, everybody has a chemical imbalance in their brains. There's no free will. There's no self-accountability. There's no self-control. Nothing. It's all a chemical imbalance. Everything. If you're too thin, it's a mental illness. If you're too fat, it's a mental illness. If you smoke, it's a mental illness. If you don't smoke, it's a mental illness. If you drink, it's a mental illness. No self-control. Nothing. Right? And that's what they say. It's like, oh no, we've got this to solve this, we've got this to solve that, we've got this to solve that. All of a sudden, it doesn't actually matter if there's no discipline doesn't come into play, self-control doesn't come into play. If you can't control something in your life, it's because you're mentally ill. And it's not to take away actual mentally ill cases, but I honestly think that we've created an epidemic of mental illness. I honestly do believe that we've created an epidemic of mental illness to the delight of the pharmaceutical companies, right? Where you'll have artists like this having to come out to sort of like push a message of strength to the youth, because the youth honestly think that they have something wrong with themselves, as opposed to people just propping them up and making them stronger, right? Making them be able to handle adversity and handle the burdens in their life. No, instead what we tell them, and it's like, oh no, you're a bit depressed today. That's a mental illness. Take something. Sit in front of a TV and we'll give you something. Because shame, we play into the compassion of it all the time, right? And again, it's not to undermine real mental illnesses, which absolutely existed, and were studied. But we went from like 6 or 7 mental illnesses to 300 mental illnesses. Everything is a mental illness today. What we are doing to the youth today, I don't think God will ever forgive us, or if there is any higher power that will ever forgive what we are doing to children and the youth today. It is a war on kids from the womb up until they become adults. It is ridiculous what we are doing, and it's thanks to the politicians, it's thanks to the elites, it's thanks to the social media companies, it's thanks to failed psychiatry, it's thanks to so many elements. Do you know what I mean? And it just kills me, because I think it's sad to hear artists come out with songs like this for a youth that's eroding, a youth that's collapsing, a youth that's failing, because people prefer to be compassionate for their own adulation and narcissism. Carry on.
Never fade. This is the price of war, and we're paid with time. We fight till there's nothing left to say. Whatever it takes, we fight till your fears they go away. The light is gone, and we know it's more. We fight till we see another day. We fight till we see another day. We fight till we see another
Look, shout out to the fan who actually created this video, because it's really, really well done. I mean, the transition and everything was super smooth, man. So shout out to him. And yeah, man, as for the song's absolutely beautiful. And you know, like I said, youth used to draw a lot of motivation and a lot of power from artists like this. This is where they used to get their strength, is, you know, they would listen to the likes of like Eminem and Linkin Park, and in their down days they would be lifted, right? They would be like, shit, you know, I actually do have the strength, I am strong, right? But back in those days, they used to just be like, you're gonna go through trials, you're gonna go through tribulations, right? You're gonna have tough times and hard lives, but you're gonna get up and you're gonna move on, and you're going to show the world that you are so much greater than you think you are, right? And that used to literally uplift the youth, right? Because there was no other element of compassion, yet again, that we used to tell the youth that, no, you know, mental illness is a big thing, and, you know, depression is a big thing. I also suffer with depression and mental illness and things like that. Like, we've created this trend amongst the youth that it's cool to be in this cool club of mental illness. You don't have mental illness. You're just depressed, and your parents have not made you fucking strong enough, and your parents didn't make you anti-fragile, and now you're dealing with the world that you can't handle, right? And that's what's making you feel like, oh no, it must be a mental illness, it must be a thing. All of a sudden, it's just it's the uptick in supposed mental illness among the youth is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the pharmaceuticals are just sitting there going, yeah, we're cashing in. Take them to the psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist is like, well, we'll put you on antidepressants. Oh, we'll put you on this. Oh, we'll put me on that. Dollars at the expense of the youth and their mental health. It's actually, like I said, and I'll leave off with this because I don't want to make it a super long reaction. What we are doing to the youth, what we are doing to kids as a whole right now, is going to be completely and utterly unforgivable. And in 50 years, people will look back, and they'll look back at this time and say how, and they will look at specifically the West and will say, this was a time in history where we were incredibly evil people, manipulative evil people. And I'm telling you, that time's coming. I love you all. Please stay safe, please stay healthy. I'll catch you in this one. This was incredible. Peace.